Good afternoon everybody, and welcome to the Rooks and Hooks YouTube chess channel. We are reviewing round 3 today, ladies and gentlemen. Round 3, and I will get to rounds 4 and 5 a bit later on. So let's just go back one move and just see that everything's recording. Yeah, just to check. Yes, we go back a move and everything's recording. So all I can say is round 3 yesterday, 19th of April 2004, William Calvert, or Culvert if I pronounce that wrong, apologies. I was starting as black, so William played a solid opening as well. E4, D5, and declined, so they went E5, and as we know, C5 is the most playable line. There is bishop F5, but I prefer C5, and then I play bishop F5 and then do the pawn chain here. Right, so D4, and then I think it'd be easy if I flip the board and do it from my perspective. Yeah, is everything okay? Right, so yeah, D4 was played, and then E6, and I've just gone against what I wanted to say, but why didn't I play the bishop outside the pawn chain, D takes E5, and then we could have played this, but then it's, rather than do that, I wanted to hold on to that pawn, so I went E6 instead, and thought about getting the bishop here. So if they did play a check, then it was bishop here. That was the reason. E6 is an inaccuracy. C takes D4 is best. Okay, so bishop E3, so they're defending the pawn. Yeah, just a little bit of, I mean, I'm no expert at chess, but you know, I know a little bit. But looking at this, I looked as like, okay, it's defending a pawn. Maybe develop here, knight F3, and then you've got bishop here, or even take the pawn. Was it recommended bishop D3 even? So I think there's a moral, isn't there? Don't use a minor piece to defend in that circumstances. If that's wrong, then I stand corrected, but there is a reason when you can play develop here. That's why develop a piece to defend. You should be developing a piece in the sense it doesn't hamper your development, if that makes sense. Or have I got that wrong? Who knows? But maybe bishop D3, knight F3, C3, then it turns into the French, transposes into the French advance, doesn't it? Yeah, so we know about that line. The bishop counter defense, so it's like, I'll snap that off, that's fine. I've written it wrong on the sheet as well. In a couple of moves, I put bishop takes D7, bishop takes, it's actually C6, but it was corrected online on the website. So we had knight C6 now, attacking the dark square bishop, and then bishop B5 to pin the knight, and that's why I had the bishop held back for. So already like bishop D7 is best, 0.83 in our favour. So bishop takes C6, bishop takes C6. So I was happy that I got the bishop pair, and that's brought it down to like almost even. Then we had knight F3. Bishop B4 was a wasted move. I'm not sure why I played that. Was the idea that if I got pushed back, I could still, that was it, I was going to come back here anyway. So my opponent played c3, bishop a5, and then b4, and then I was expecting William to take this, and then I was just having the open file. That's okay. And then bishop back to b6, sorry, knight bd2, another developing move. Let me just pause the video. Right, I believe it's just, I might have got it wrong, so let's just check that recording. Yeah, so in the opening, e6, then I have bishop b3, knights before bishops, isn't it? So in this sense it makes sense to develop the knight to attack the pawn. That's what I was trying to say. But you know, when the games have moved on, if you're using, like, when you've got most of the pieces on the board and you use a major piece, like i.e. a rook or a queen, to defend a minor piece, as in a knight or bishop, rather than use the same piece of equality. So a knight would defend a knight a bit, rather than, if you've got to utilize your pieces, it's better to use a lesser piece with a less value, isn't it, rather than a piece that's worth more. That's what I was trying to say. But in this sense, yeah, knight, simple knight f3. Like I said, I've made plenty of mistakes today. Oh boy, yeah, we've lost 2 games today, but we'll get on to that. So as we continue the game, bishop b4 check. See, that's a wasted move. It doesn't do anything. Ian, you know better than this. But I needed to get this knight out as well, so I could have come in this way or this way, but I felt, let's go around the Rekin, and just, that was my plan, to get the bishop there. So I was happy with that. Knight bd2. So does the knight want to come in here? Does it want to come this way? You see, are they preparing the queen here so they can castle long? So looking at this, I needed to attack the line there to stop the king and rook castling. So that's coming up in a bit. So bishop takes d4. I thought to myself, get the dark square bishop off, because we've got 1 bishop more, and our light square bishop is better than their dark square bishop. And if I didn't want to give them the opportunity to take mine and then have this, for some reason I just felt I needed to get that off. That's how I felt, so that's why I took that off. Bishop c takes d4. I was expecting the knight as well, or was it because I wanted the knight out the way? Because I felt the knight was coming in here, maybe, I don't know. Knight's coming here. No, we were happy. That was it. I wanted the c pawn to take, because then the rook's here. That's the way, that's the mindset. And then we had this, and then we've got queen b6, as we later found out, knight here to come here. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes I talk my way into nonsense, but apologies for that. That's just me. Okay, knight e7 then, so we deploy the knight to come here. We've got queen b6 coming up. Fantastic. Got anxiety about recording. And queen e2. So I was thinking to myself, he wants the castle long, so I see that he's put the queen there, maybe because now he can have no threat of castling short, maybe. But at some stage, did he want to just have this diagonal because he knew the bishop was coming on here? That's probably why he's guarding here. Yeah, so that's okay. Queen b6 then, so we're attacking here and here, potentially with the knight coming in here. a3, so the defending, that's fine. And then we had bishop b5 attacking the queen. Queen's gone to d1, and then it was like castle now or rook c8. So because I was anticipate this was going to come up at some stage, so we got in there first. Rook c8 played. Rook c8 is good, but castling is best. But I thought strike caution, strike while the iron's hot, so to speak. So after rook c8 they had a4, so they're trying to push the bishop back, and this is a fantastic square for the bishop to be on. I was like, great, the king can't move, the queen's got to go to a different coloured square, and there's no knight to start attacking straight away, so it wasn't a wasted move. Anyhow, if it was, we could just drop back here, couldn't we? So with bishop d3, a5, then they're trying to attack the queen, so it's just like hopping there, queen to b5. That's fantastic. Look at the battery there we've got set up here, arrows showing you the way to the hotspot touchdown pad. Okay, and they're kind of looking for something to counterplay because the queen and bishop are relatively strong now. Queen a4. So after the game we went through, Cecil Palamine, he said you had check here and then rook takes and then we win the queen, but when this has happened it was like fish to water, wasn't it? Fantastic. So a nice win there in a short space of time. No discredit to my opponent. Like I said, he knew about the decline Scandinavian, so just to go through, and there was some pressure from the start, so I'm not denying there was any no pressure. Sorry, I wasn't denying there wasn't any pressure. There was in fact loads, so you know, it kept me on my toes. e6, sorry, bishop e3. Let's go through that line now, just getting through this. I'm just trying to decide what was I hoping for. No, I was actually thankful. I thought, oh no, he's going to take it with the knight, but he took it with the pawn, so I was happy for that. That's what I meant to say. Knight e7, queen e2. So I'd actually missed this rook to a c1 check. When they played this I was like, yeah, I wonder if I take that, and then it's like, oh, the mate's there, great, the bishop. So you know, fantastic. So big round of applause to everyone for round 3, which was on the 19th on Saturday. We've got rounds 4 and 5 here, so that was William Culvert or Calvert, so thank you for that, mate. Nice to see that you're in the chess community. We've got, that was round 1. We've got Stephanie Gelder up next, and then our final round today is Ahmud Harvul Adhashini, if I pronounce that correct. So we'll do round 4 next. There's the love, guys. Thank you for watching. Rooks and Hooks. Spread the word, and we'll see you later on. Come on down.